Hey everyone, Serena Starlight Witch here. I hope everyone's doing well and fabulous. Welcome. So this is just a quick little video for those of you who buy my spell work. I offer services on Coffee under the name Serena Starlight Witch if you are in need of spell work, and I'm always adding more services. But this is something you need to do whether you're hiring another witch, hiring me, or doing spells yourself. Now, anytime you're manifesting, there are things that you have to do. Even if you hire another witch, there are things that you have to do to get your spells to work. Like, you can't hire someone and expect not to do anything just because you paid them. That's just not how spiritual services work. But today I'm going to talk about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most important things. The universe, source, angels, spirits, your ancestors, they all really value gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation. Gratitude and being grateful and thankful is also, in a way, it programs your higher self and your mind, or I guess not your higher self, like your subconscious. It programs these things to get in alignment with the energy of attracting more to you. So if you are appreciative for the money that you have, even if it's just a nickel, you're going to get into that alignment, that vibration, that frequency of attracting more to you. The more grateful you are, the more thankful you are, the more appreciative you are, the more you're going to get into that right vibration, that right alignment and frequency to attract more. But also, the spirits, the universe, source, they all really value appreciation. They value it probably more than anything. Well, they value time more than anything. But gratitude is another thing that they really appreciate. Gratitude can be given as an offering. But I always tell people, no matter how crappy your life is, you should always express gratitude. Every day, you should be expressing gratitude in some shape or form. You know, no matter how bad your life is, you've got to learn to be grateful. Be grateful. If you feel like you have nothing to be grateful for, then be grateful for other things, like the trees, like the bees. You know, be grateful for Gaia. You should, this is something I recommend my customers do, is you should write a list every day. Make a gratitude list. I have one myself. I have over 200 things up there, and I'm always adding more. You need to make a gratitude list and write something on that list to be grateful for as much as possible every day, a few times a week. Anything that comes to mind. Like, I am grateful for my eyesight. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my favorite food. Like every single thing that we have in existence that is positive, you should be grateful for. Whether it benefits you, whether it benefits others, you know. So whether you're doing spells for yourself, whether you're hiring another witch, whether you're hiring me, you need to be expressing gratitude consistently. Because like I said, the universe loves it, the spirits love it, and you're also getting in that correct frequency, that right alignment to attract more good things to you. The more negative you are, the more negative you will get, and the less good things you will get. The more you stress about money, the less you're going to get it. The more you complain about money, the less you're going to get it. The more negative you are, the more negative you'll get, and things will just get worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, a negative Nancy sours their own life. They destroy their own blessings. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how bad things are. You have to find a way to be grateful and express gratitude. If you can't, and you don't, you won't get any more blessings, or your blessings will stop. Because, you know, it's about energy and manifesting. Like attracts like. When you're grateful for good things, you get more good things. When you're ungrateful, well, you get less, and maybe even bad things. For one, the spirits absolutely cannot stand ungratefulness. They can't stand people who are ungrateful, who are spoiled, who are in the universe, the spirit, source, the angels. They all cannot stand ungratefulness. They can't stand it when you're ungrateful, when you complain, when you're a negative Nancy, when you're impatient. They cannot stand it. The universe, the spirits, they don't work for you. They don't have to give you shit. They don't. So you need to write a gratitude list, just like you need to journal. Anytime you're trying to manifest, even if you hire someone, you need to be writing a gratitude list. If you can't write it, type it or speak it out loud. But putting it on paper helps to manifest it better. And you don't have to, you know, be done with this list. You could keep this list for years and just keep adding more to it. You know, maybe when it gets too full or long, burn it and keep, you know, making more lists. I'm telling you right now, the more appreciation you have in your heart, the more gratitude, the more thankfulness, the more you will be blessed. You can't complain. I'm telling you right now, the universe, the spirits, they hate it when you're jealous, when you complain, when you nag, when you're impatient. You may have to do money spells for decades. Well, not decades, but years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years before you end up in a really financial, stable, you know, position financially. It depends on how bad your finances are. The important thing is that you stay grateful no matter what, and you stay patient. You know, Arabian conjuror, she always says that the spirits in the universe don't work on your time. They work on their time. They know what is best for you. They know when is the right time. And that is absolutely true. I completely agree with that. You know, you can't force divine timing. And the spirits, they do orchestrate things behind closed doors. They do things that you don't know. You know, so you can't rush things. There are things going on behind the scenes that you don't know. You know, sometimes what you're asking for is not good for you at the moment. So they may hold on to that for the right time. But you truly do. You think you know everything, but you absolutely positively do not know everything. But the spirits do. So they know what's best for you. They know when it's the right time. And like I said, they have to set things up. They have to orchestrate things, you know. Sorry, I ran out of time, but I kept talking and didn't realize it. So anyway, the spirits are always doing things behind the scenes, and not just the spirits, but, you know, the universe. They're always doing things behind the scenes that you don't know about. They know, you may think that you know everything, but you don't. They know everything. So you just have to sit back and do your part. Be grateful, be thankful, be patient, and do your part, do your spells, do your mundane action, because you do have to do mundane things, and just believe that you will get what you want at some point or another. You just have to have faith and believe and know that it's coming, and wait and do your part. You can't sit there and do nothing. You still have to do your part. You still have to put in your work and your effort. Yeah, guys, the spirits, the universe, they hate a Debbie Downer. They hate a negative Nancy. They hate people who are entitled and patient and grateful. They see you, I want it now, now, now. Why hasn't it happened yet? They see that as selfishness. They see that as being ungrateful. You have to be grateful for what you have now. You can't force the universe. You can't force the spirits. You can't force spells to give you what you want, no matter how powerful you are. You have to just manifest as much as you can and wait, and do your mundane action as well. But yeah, the spirits, they love gratitude. When they see that you're grateful every day, you're finding something to be grateful for. You're finding something to be thankful for. You just have a lot of gratitude and love and appreciation in your heart. They will reward you beyond your wildest imagination. You know, they won't give you all the rewards at once. You know, they will give it to you slowly over the years, but you will be blessed beyond your wildest imagination. Gratitude, gratefulness, thankfulness, that goes very far with the spiritual world. And it's also not just about pleasing the spirits. It's also about the energy, the vibration of ungratefulness, of selfishness, of being impatient and just unthankful. That vibration is negative and very low, and that negativity blocks your manifestations. And you will be on that vibration, that frequency of being ungrateful, and so you won't receive anything because you're on a frequency of ungratefulness and nothingness, of getting nothing. Basically, you're on that frequency, that level of not receiving, because you're not even grateful for what you already have. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how bad your life is. You have to find a way to be, a happy Betty instead of a Debbie Downer and a sourpuss and a negative Nancy. You have to find a way to be grateful and thankful, because it can always be worse. It doesn't matter if you're living the worst life on earth and you're in hell itself. It could always get worse. There's no limit to how worse it can get, to how bad things can get. Just like there's no limit to how good things can get. It's all about getting in the right energy alignment. So, yeah, it may take weeks, it may take years to manifest the life that you want. Nothing happens overnight. Okay, that's just how it is. You have to accept that. So you have to be patient. You just have to keep getting on that frequency and keep, shifting your energy and programming your energy and your subconscious. It may take time. It may be hard, but sit down. Add something on your gratitude list. What do you like? Let's say you like strawberries. Say, I'm grateful for strawberries. I'm grateful for the air in my lungs. I'm grateful that I'm not in the hospital. I'm grateful that I'm not paralyzed. I'm grateful that I have both legs. And if you don't, say I'm grateful I have 2 legs, or 2 arms. If you don't have 2 legs, say I'm grateful for two arms. If you only have 1 arm and 1 leg, say I'm grateful for this 1 arm and 1 leg. It doesn't matter. There's always something to be thankful for. And you may think this has nothing to do with spells, but it does. No matter what kind of spell it is, unless it's dark magic like curses, but any other magic will manifest 1,000 times better and stronger, and the results will be longer lasting when you have real gratitude in your life and in your heart. Gratitude helps manifestations. I believe it is a required ingredient in manifestation. I believe it is required. I believe it is important. And I believe that if you're ungrateful, as I was saying, I believe that gratitude is one of the most important requirements of manifestation, no matter what form of manifestation it is. Because it's not all about showing the spirits in the universe and source that you're grateful, but it's also about energy work and how energy does work. It's about getting in alignment. It's about getting on that right frequency, and it's about getting that right vibration, because like attracts like. You attract what you focus on, what you think about, what you believe, what you feel. So if you believe you have a shitty life, you'll keep getting a shitty life, and it could even get worse. But if you believe you have a lot to be grateful for, you will receive more things to be grateful about. So yeah, if you're manifesting, and especially if you're one of my customers, you need to be expressing daily about things that you're grateful for. You need to be writing it on paper, burning it, get a diary, just for expressing your gratitude. It doesn't have to be a long sentence. It could just be, I am grateful to be alive, and just list it 1, 2, 3, and fill up that whole journal. Anyway, you should really be doing that your whole life, because it's a form of expressing your gratitude and keeping that vibration high and making the spirits happy. The spirits, they love people who are grateful, and they will bless you beyond your wildest dreams. They will bless you with things that you never even thought of, but they will be major blessings. The spirits hate ungratefulness. They absolutely hate it. Sorry for the weird noises. It's my chair. But yeah, if you're manifesting, and especially if you're a customer, you should be making a gratitude list, and you should be, doing this especially for your manifestation. So if you're doing a love spell on a target, say, I am grateful that so-and-so is in love with me. I am grateful that I met so-and-so. I am grateful that so-and-so finds me beautiful. That's a form of gratitude and manifesting and journaling. You should also say, I am grateful for Serena's spell. I am grateful that Serena's spell is working. I am grateful that Serena's spells always work for me. That may sound stupid and cheesy, but it is a form of gratitude. It is a form of putting that out there into the universe and manifesting it. The universe, kind of manifests words in a way. The written word and the spoken word. That's why when you say F you to someone, you curse them. So that's why I think you should speak it out loud and write it, because both the spoken word and the written word is very important and very powerful. Sorry, I'm having trouble breathing. I think that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, if you buy services from me, you should be, expressing gratitude. And I would say this. Another thing about gratitude, you need to watch your jealousy. I've seen people, instead of being happy for their blessings, they're jealous. They would say things, like, no one has a worser life than me. Well, the universe and spirits will show you real fast about how much worse it can get. They will say things, like, I have $5 in my bank account, but so-and-so has $2,000 in their bank account. That is ungratefulness. That is jealousy. That's just being a negative Nancy. And that is going to not only piss off the spirits, but it's putting you in that alignment to receive worse things and not receive anything good. You gotta watch what you say, you gotta watch what you think. You want to avoid jealousy and enviness and greed, and just be in a constant state of gratitude and respect and humbleness. Because like I said, I can promise you, you don't have the worst life in all of existence. Things can always get worse. Never be jealous of someone else's blessings. Always be happy for others. I'm telling you, if you do everything possible to be the best, most grateful, most humble person ever, the universe, the spirits will adore you. And you also get in that right energy alignment. You just have to, no matter how bad things are, you have to find a way to be grateful. If you're jealous, if you're envious, if you're ungrateful, the universe will teach you a lesson, and you will just attract more bad luck and more negativity, and you'll piss the spirits off tremendously because they hate that shit, but they love a grateful, humble person, and they will reward people like that. The spirits and the universe reward negativity with negativity. They reward positivity with positivity. That's just how shit works. I'm not making it up. That's just how the spirits are. That's how the universe, that's how energy works. That's how the universe works. The quicker you understand it, the quicker you get in the right energy alignment, the quicker your manifestations will show up. And the quicker you can change your life. It's not all about spell work. That's why shadow work is important. That's why, inner work is important. And maybe even things like therapy. Because it's not all about the spells. It's about what's in your heart. It's about in your mind as well. So yeah, this is not just bullshit, guys. A lot of people think it's bullshit, especially people who buy spell work from witches. Oh, like, oh, that's bullshit. I paid her to do a spell, so it should work. Yeah, that's not how it works. There are things that are required to get manifestations to work. Things that you and your practitioner both have to do. Gratitude is one of those requirements. Being patient is another. Faith is another. This isn't just shit that witches make up to try to be like, try to come up for an excuse for why your spell didn't work. No, it's real shit. This is how the universe works. Yeah, it'd be easier if we can just light a candle and it immediately manifests without nothing at all. We could just be negative, lazy Nancy's that sit on our asses all day and complain all day and cry all day and poor me, poor me, poor me. Yeah, that'd be so much easier. But unfortunately, the universe, the spirits, they want to see the work. They want to see the effort. They want to see the gratitude. They want to receive the respect and love. And one more thing, you should be giving constant gratitude to, yourself, to the universe, to, whoever. But I will say this, do not give gratitude to another spirit. Do not give gratitude to one spirit for another spirit's work. Don't go and tell Jesus and praise Jesus for something that another spirit did, because you're going to piss that spirit off and they're going to take it away or they're going to retaliate. Always show the appropriate spirit who helped you gratitude. It's okay to praise Jesus. It's okay to praise God. It's okay to thank all the spirits, but make sure that if a spirit helped you with a particular thing, that they get the gratitude for that thing that they did for you. If not, you're going to piss them off. They want credit where credit is due. I love you guys.